Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Greetings, colleagues. The Jamaica Teachers Association notes the actions of you or colleagues across the island to register your displeasure regarding the current salary package on offer from the Ministry of Finance and Public Service. We understand the frustration. Notwithstanding, we are asking you or colleagues to return to work, ensuring resumption of regular duties as of Friday, March 10, 2023. This to facilitate our team's return to the negotiating table as instructed by the delegates. Please give us the opportunity to discuss the outstanding issues articulated by delegates as outlined in the motion passed. Please be mindful that said negotiations are not usually entertained once our activities may be interpreted as industrial action. The union remains committed to securing the best compensation package for all its members and will work tirelessly to that end. We urge all our colleagues to remain ready, resolved, and resilient as we continue to unite and serve. Your President, Lasonia Harrison.
Opposition spokesman and finance calls on government to treat public sector workers with respect. Opposition spokesman and finance Julian Robinson has pointed out that the government needs to treat public sector workers with respect, humility, and fairness amidst its quiet about the compensation review. In his contribution to the budget debate yesterday, Mr. Robinson warned the government against bullying the workers and pressuring the outstanding groups to agree to the review by month end. He suggested that the government has the option of putting the money for the outstanding workers in a contingency fund pending an agreement. The spokesman said the concern of the workers is not just about the money being paid. He urged government to listen to their concerns.
On the issue of the March 31st deadline, it is our view that the minister can set aside funds using a contingency provision for the fiscal year 23-24 to include the amounts budgeted for the public sector workers in relation to the compensation review. And that once he has reached agreement with the unions, then those sums can be paid. So we are saying a contingency for the 23-24 year can be established for these funds. And as such, Madam Speaker, we don't believe workers should be pushed, we don't believe they should be bullied, and we don't believe they should be pressured to come to an agreement by March 31st when there are legitimate concerns that they have. To those workers who are fighting for their rights, ask the questions that you have. Seek the answers. Minister or public servants want to go far, but they don't want to go fast. And the only way we can go is if we all go there together. And I believe we can get there together.
20 people homeless after fire destroyed several homes in downtown Kingston. 16 adults and 4 children are now homeless following a fire in West Street in downtown Kingston on March 10. Public Relations Officer for the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Emilia Ebanks, told reporters that after receiving a call about the fire at 8 o'clock in the morning, 6 units responded to help extinguish the blaze at the tenement dwelling. He said the estimated loss is $4.7 million. Investigators were working to ascertain the cause of the fire.
At 8:04 a.m. this morning, we got the call that there's a fire at 106 and 106A West Street in downtown Kingston. It was a tenement dwelling from the information we received. We responded with 6 units from York Park Station, Trenchtown, and Rollington Town. On arrival at the location, we saw a wooden and concrete structure with zinc roofing under fire. At the end of the firefight, we estimate the loss to be $4.7 million. The risk is $10 million. And as a result of the fire, there are 16 adults and 4 children homeless. We didn't get any reports of any death or injuries, and we have investigators on scene now trying to ascertain the cause of the fire.
Chief Parrot Court Judge says efforts continue to address the backlog of traffic tickets. Efforts continue to address the backlog of traffic tickets in the judicial system, with night court sessions being held each Saturday. This according to the Chief Parish Court Judge, Chester Cooks. Motorists were given until the end of January this year to pay off their outstanding traffic tickets to have demerit points expunged before the implementation of the new Road Traffic Act on February 1. This led to a run on the courts as thousands of motorists attempted to pay off their tickets. Many were given dates to return as they could not be accommodated by the courts. Speaking at an event, Judge Cooks commended the judges and court staff for their efforts at trying to clear the backlog leading up to the implementation of the new Road Traffic Act. He noted that efforts continue to clear the outstanding tickets. Judge Cooks stressed the need for more resources while noting that the courts island-wide have done well despite the circumstances.
We have had instances where judges and staff were working up to literally the wee hours of the morning. Some actually slept at the court's offices in an effort to assist our court users at all levels in all the parishes. At the corporate area traffic court, 4 judges, including judges of the traffic courts as well as other judges within the corporate area, are now sitting each night on Saturdays to address the outstanding tickets. The traffic court at the Melbourne location, which is beside Savannah Park, currently has 3 courtrooms, and there's also one at 36 Camp Road. A container was basically retrofitted to serve as a makeshift courtroom in an effort to address in an effort to try and clear the backlog that the staff are dealing with. For instance, in St. Catherine, there are 2 fires there. Nonetheless, St. Catherine did very well in terms of the statistics, in terms of the clearance rate and disposal rate. St. Anne, where one of the courthouses burnt down, and again, let me commend the staff there and the judges and the leadership on the ground. They also did very well in terms of the statistics. There are challenges universal across the parishes. However, I have to commend my fellow judges, the staff, who, in trying circumstances, no pun intended, still rise to the occasion to help us to clear these matters. Our backlog was below 2%, which is actually over the target we had aimed for and well in keeping with international standards.
Government to make announcements soon regarding increase in stipend for jurors. Director of the Court Administration Division CAD, Sir Cameron Anglin, says an announcement will be made soon regarding an increase in the stipend offered to jurors. This amidst recent calls for stakeholders for the daily rate offered to jurors to be increased. Speaking during a conversation with the judiciary, Mrs. Cameron Anglin said representatives from the Ministry of Justice have been reviewing the stipend and will make an announcement soon. Mrs. Cameron Anglin also noted that the judiciary has expanded its jury pool amid challenges finding qualified persons to serve. She indicated that there have been some challenges in recent times with setting the jury list and identifying where persons on the list are located based on the addresses in the database used. Mrs. Cameron Anglin said steps have been taken to address these issues.
As it relates to the stipend, we recognize that it is really low. And so we have made representation, and I can report that the Minister of Justice and the National Council on Justice, they have been looking carefully and keenly at the stipend provided for jurors. And very soon we will hear in Parliament, in Cabinet, a decision taken on the increase in the juror stipend, because we recognize in the increasing challenges in the fiscal space that we have, the jurors just can't afford to come to court to serve. We have had to assist many of them, especially in the rural areas, getting to court and actually getting them back home. We have reached out to our stakeholders. We are cleaning the list. The judges have also been trained and sensitized, as well as the staff in more recent times. We have expanded the list so we can be able to reach the jurors where they are and get more persons coming in to serve. We have also strengthened our stakeholder partnership with the police so that in terms of service and finding the jurors, that can be buttressed to provide the respective courts with the jurors that we need to carry the matters forward. We have increased the number of persons working within our criminal register as well to be able to deal with the numbers themselves, so we are able to find persons and have them ready for the court.
Please remember to subscribe, like,